The Biden administration seems to be breaking rules left and right, with the president leading the way as he and the first lady were caught on tape violating D.C.'s indoor mask mandate at a pricey Italian restaurant in Georgetown. Meantime, his vice president is accused of violating IRS federal law, the one that prohibits tax-exempt houses of worship from engaging in overt political activity. This after she appeared in a video now being shown at 300 churches across Virginia, where she actually encourages viewers to vote for gubernatorial candidate Terry McAuliffe. Watch this.
We were taught that it was our sacred responsibility to raise our voice and lift up the voices of our community. One of the most significant ways I believe that we can each use our voice is through our vote. So Virginians, you have the opportunity now to raise your voice through your vote, because it's election time. I believe that my friend Terry McAuliffe is the leader Virginia needs at this moment.
Trouble for the Veep. The Virginia governor's race also sparking trouble for White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, with a government watchdog group filing an ethics complaint against her, claiming she violated the Hatch Act by seeming to endorse McAuliffe during a briefing. Take a listen.
I have to be a little careful about how much political analysis I do from here and not traipse into that too much. Look, I think the president, of course, wants former Governor McAuliffe to be the future governor of Virginia. There is alignment on a lot of their agenda, whether it is the need to invest in rebuilding our roads, rails, and bridges, or making it easier for women to rejoin the workforce. We're going to do everything we can to help former Governor McAuliffe, and we believe in the agenda he's representing.
Jason, in just 36 to 48 hours time, you have 3 ethical violations. But I think what makes this so grating and galling is this former soundbite from Jen Psaki.
We have the highest ethical standards of any administration in history. A number of ethics officials have conveyed that, and we're proud of that. We have also staffed up at an unprecedented pace, and this is the most diverse administration in American history. So we certainly expect that everyone will abide by those high ethics standards. That applies in how we operate. It also applies in how hiring is done.
Most ethical administration in history, Jason.
Yeah, and then it was her deputy who, did some things and had to get dismissed once he got caught by the media. I do love that. I love that when Jen Psaki says, "Look, we can't weigh in on this," and then she went ahead and weighed in on it to suggest that they're the most ethical administration since the dinosaurs walked the earth is just comical. Here are 3 examples happening in real time right now. I don't know how she looks in the camera and says that and not get called out on it.
And then there's this other big example, Kennedy, and that's the Hunter Biden paintings going for $500,000. His donors are anonymous, or buyers, I should say, except there's pictures of him just schmoozing with them.
Yeah. Gosh, I wonder who's buying those paintings. I mean, clearly these are connoisseurs of art. I bought 2 this weekend. I mean, they're that good. His artwork is really, truly fantastic. I'm actually surprised that no one thought of this sooner. You know, what a ruse to just fart out a bunch of dumb paintings and be like, buy these, it has nothing to do with my dad, and enrich yourself even more. Yeah, it's quite a scam. But of the 3 examples that you laid out within the administration, I think Kamala Harris is actually in the deepest yogurt. I think that could be a real issue for her, and she should know better than that. She's been a politician for a long, long time, and there are ways of appealing to voters other than violating ethics and federal IRS laws. So she really could have thought a little bit more through this one. I was just very proud of her that although her tone was completely condescending, she didn't cackle. So she's making steps in the right direction.
Yes. Well, the former President Trump said he's been inspired to take up painting based on what he's seen from Hunter, which got me laughing. But Harris, the current president, we remember him scrambling when he forgot his mask on stage and he was in a panic. But if he's so right, but he doesn't wear it in the swampy, swanky D.C. Italian restaurant.
It's so sad. Do you remember that day?
I
And, like
do.
the Secret Service had to climb on board. He was panicking. He leaned into the mic, and that was one of the first times we ever heard that he was in trouble. I'm in trouble. Like I don't know who he was afraid of at the time, but you know, now he's just like devil may care with that mask. I don't know. It's all a collision of the stuff under my shoe when I visit a farm. Like, I just can't imagine that you go from one place and telling millions of people as their elected leader, this is how we're going to do things to keep you safe. We're never going to have mandates, but we're going to trust you with the science, to having mandates and not trusting anybody. And now to not wearing a mask even when you're mandated to. I don't know. The hypocrisy doesn't seem like the right word. It's bull hockey.
It is, and I like that analogy about what you find under your shoe. I was on a farm yesterday.
I know, it was great with you and Blake at the pumpkin patch.
Thank you. Well, the Democrat hypocrisy runs deep. Let's scroll it up. We have a full list, and we'll scroll it, Emily. As you point out, small businesses don't seem to get the same pass as these jokers whose names are on our screen.
Yeah, you guys, so look, your tax dollars are paying the salaries of these people, and your tax dollars are being used to prosecute your fellow Americans for lack of COVID compliance. And then these guys throw it in your face by not wearing masks, by flaunting the rules. It's so much more than rules for thee, not for thee, rules for me, not for thee, however that phrase is. It's so much deeper than that. Remember the restaurant Farm Boy in Washington State? They endured fines of up to $2,000 a day, at one point totaling almost $90,000 in 8 days. The owner was threatened with jail time, prosecuted with contempt, thanks to your federal tax dollars, because the Department of Labor and Industries agent drove by and happened to see it open. Without a trace of irony, the judge said, "This is not for punishment. This is just to bring you in compliance." The owner said, "Look, this is purely a matter of survival." Remember Max Public House? 25 criminal summonses during the month of December, when homicides were up 22% and the highest amount of shootings since 2012. And they were indicted for operating without a license once all of their licenses were taken away. One woman taken off a plane, she was prosecuted, fined $40,000 for going maskless. Wow. So my point about bringing up these three examples is that when we see them in a restaurant, maybe Jen Psaki laughs it off, or these people laugh it off, "Oh, I'm sorry, mea culpa," but they are prosecuting fellow Americans for doing the best they can or making the same innocent mistake. It's absolutely reprehensible.
Low-hanging fruit. Hey, I just wanted to kind of chime in on this, unless there's something going on with Chris Cuomo I don't know about. He was on that list, and your tax dollars are not paying Chris Cuomo. But he was on that list, that scroll of hypocrisy.
Smart point. Although maybe they kind of are, because he's carrying the DNC's talking points. Though not in reality.
Oh, snap.
Anyway, point well taken, Harris.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.
Yeah, it's your boy. 80 on the house, boys. Yeah. बाल तेरे सिल्की सिल्की हाँ, बातें कर दिल की हाँ, बाल तेरे सिल्की सिल्की हाँ, बातें कर दिल की हाँ, इतनी सोहनी हंसी है तेरी, आय हाय इतनी सोहनी हंसी है तेरी, करे मुझे किल में हाँ, करे मुझे किल में हाँ, hey girl चल संग महंगे वाले होटल में, चल संग महंगे वाले होटल में, फिक्र कर तू बिल की ना, बाल तेरे सिल्की हाँ, बातें कर दिल की हाँ, बाल तेरे सिल्की हाँ, बातें कर दिल की हाँ, बातें कर दिल की हाँ. नजर ये मेरी जब तुझ पे पड़ी, कुछ 2 मीटर तो दूर थी खड़ी, ए तुझको ही मैंने हाँ दिल में बसाया, जितने पीछे थे तेरे लिए उन्हें छोड़ आया, बेबी मैं तेरे पीछे तू भी हाँ मेरे पीछे, ऊपर से लिप्स तेरी मुझको तेरी ओर खींचे, ब्लैक ड्रेस तेरी ब्लैक आईज है, खुद पे मैं करता नाज, वाह क्या चॉइस है, सिल्की हाँ, बातें करे दिल की हाँ, बाल तेरे सिल्की हाँ, बातें बेबी अपनी अलग ठाट है, खूब मजे करे बच्चे करे साथ में, मेरी बड़ी हवेली रहे साथ में, तू कहे कि मानूंगा तेरी बात में, डोंट वरी बेबी अपनी अलग ठाट है, खूब मजे करे बच्चे करे साथ में, मेरी बड़ी हवेली रहे साथ में, तू कहे कि मानूंगा तेरी बात में। तेरे सिल्की सिल्की हाँ, बातें कर दिल की हाँ, बाल तेरे सिल्की सिल्की हाँ, बातें कर दिल की हाँ, इतनी सोहनी हंसी है तेरी आय हाय, इतनी सोहनी हंसी है तेरी, करे मुझे किल में हाँ, बाल तेरे सिल्की